check on the two teams for this afternoon for this Rumbelows final. In Manchester United, goal is Les Seeley. Number 2, Dennis Irwin. 3, Clayton Blackmore. 4, Steve Bruce. 5, Neil Webb. 6, Gary Pallister. And number 7, the skipper, Brian Robson. 8, Paul Ince. 9, Brian McClare. 10, Mark Hughes. And 11, Lee Sharp. The only major decision really for Alex Ferguson, who plays on the right side of midfield. The choice goes to Neil Webb with Mike Phelan, as we've seen, on the subs bench. The usual formation otherwise in midfield: Robson, Ince and Sharp, and McClare and Hughes up front. Now what about Sheffield Wednesday? In goal for them, Chris Turner. Number 2, the Swedish international, Roland Nielsen. 3, Phil King. 4, John Harkes, the American World Cup player. 5, Peter Shirtliff. 6, Nigel Pearson, the captain. 7, Danny Wilson. 8, John Sheridan. 9, David Hurst. 10, Paul Williams. And 11, Nigel Worthington. A key job for Nielsen then. He'll mark Sharp. Likely that Pearson will watch Hughes. Sheridan, of course, can be the influential figure in the midfield. And it really is a potent strike force that Wednesday bring to at Wembley today. David Hurst with 25 goals this season. Paul Williams with 17. The substitutes this afternoon at Wembley for Manchester United: Mal Donaghy and Mike Phelan, and for Sheffield Wednesday, Trevor Francis and Laurie Madden. Referee Ray Lewis, Great Bookham in Surrey, who refereed the Arsenal-Spurs semi-final last week. It's his 4th Wembley appearance. Let's get a quick word down at the tunnel area from Dennis Law. How are you, Dennis?
Fine, Brian. Fine, thank you. The atmosphere down here is magnificent. Just looking over, of course, all the Sheffield Wednesday supporters, and behind me, of course, all the United supporters. And I think for all the people here and the people around the country who are watching on television, I think they're going to see a terrific game of football, because the one thing that Sheffield Wednesday do, they do play football. I've got a bet with a Saint, but if I had to bet any money on, I must pick Manchester United. I think that they've got the experience here, and they've got the players capable of winning. So I'm going for United.
Thanks a lot, Dennis Law. Well, there's the American, John Harkes. Played in all the World Cup games for the United States in Italy last summer. But only 7 months a Wednesday player, and at the end of it, he can hardly believe it himself, a Wembley appearance. And there's a real stalwart there at the back, Peter Shirtliff. First came to Wednesday in 1975, signed a pro for them in 1978. So what a contrast really between John Harkes and Peter Shirtliff. And away we go. Sheffield Wednesday in the striped shirts, attacking the goal to our right. Phil King hoisting a long ball forwards. Hurst already with his shirt outside his shorts, chasing after it. Wednesday with a throw. Their form has been flagging a little bit in the last month. They've lost 4 of their last 6. Their top priority, of course, remains a place back in the First Division. Manchester United, meanwhile, 9 without defeat. A really good phase of the season for United. A free kick to be taken. It's a throw to be taken by Nigel Worthington. To King. Worthington. Bruce coming first for this one. Harkes is there as well. It'll come for Blackmore. Missed by Nielsen, but Pearson was in quickly. And the ball back with Les Seeley. Pearson's header. And back to Chris Turner, a former Manchester United player. Back again by King, not a lot to spare there. Hughes was lurking. Williams. And behind for the goal kick. On the road to Wembley for Manchester United. beat Halifax, Liverpool, that was some scout that. Arsenal by 6-2, where Lee Sharp got a hat-trick. Southampton after a replay, Mark Hughes got a hat-trick there. And then that semi-final against Leeds United. So a real tough road that for them. Heard from Gary Lineker and Dennis Law and the Saints. We haven't heard from Jimmy Greaves yet, my co-commentator. Let's just give Jimmy a chance to get his prediction into the programme as well. There's a header from Robson up to Hughes. Played wide there. And a flag up for an offside.
Well, I suppose really, Brian, you've got to go a little bit for Manchester United, but there is a depth of experience in the Sheffield side. And they've started very impressively. They're calm, collected, and look very good at the moment. They're taking the game to United. Again, they seem to be using this long ball, which is down the channels, and it's creating problems for Manchester. So a good start by Sheffield. And Dennis Law's not going to pay that bet with Saint anyway, he told me. Can't get money out of the law, man, can you?
Here's Shirtliff again. Now Pearson. Nielsen's available on this side. Up to Harks. Sharp trying to get his first real touch of the ball in this final. It's a free kick awarded to Sheffield Wednesday. Here's Sheridan. To Shirtliff. King. Up forward again towards Williams. In comes Worthington, who's got a good left foot on him, but not the pace quite to get to that one before it crosses the byline for another goal kick to Manchester United. Well, we've seen how Manchester United got to Wembley. The Sheffield Wednesday route took them to Brentford, Swindon, and then the three First Division clubs, Derby County, Coventry, and two excellent performances in the semi-final against Chelsea. Jumping very early, but still got the ball. Pearson was just behind him. It looks as though Pearson is going to be looking after Hughes. King gets it forward. Piece of young Paul Williams, signed at the start of the season from Charlton. Foul there by Pallister. And he's had a really good first season as Williams. Here's Pallister. 17 goals, got £600,000 from Charlton.
This created a bit of problem for Gary Pallister in the first 5 minutes.
Worthington with the free kick. Going to allow Sheridan to play it in. It's Seeley with the fists, out as far as Sharp. Harks trying to return it, but there was a foul by John Harks on Lee Sharp. And it'll be a free kick to Manchester United.
I think Les Seeley did the right thing there. I don't think he was 100% sure with the cross, and instead of catching it, got rid of it. I think that was the correct thing to do.
Pearson beating Hughes in the air. Pushing header by Worthington, and King again, that long ball. Seeley needing to come outside the box. First was on him, and Williams was right up there too. Robson. Sharp. Early days yet, but as Jimmy Greaves was saying, it's a really confident start by Sheffield Wednesday. And here's Paul Ince now for United. A swift tackle that time again from Pearson. Blackmore. And some good challenging there by Harks.
Well, they're not taking any prisoners at the moment, are they, Sheffield?
Here's Nielsen, who's played here for Sweden. And it's easy to underestimate Sheffield Wednesday, where people are saying, oh, United are so used to playing at Wembley. There's so much experience right through this Sheffield Wednesday side. Here's Blackmore, who's having such a fine season for Manchester United. Finds Ince, who's just signed a new 4-year contract. Blackmore playing it in again. Hughes trying to get one on the famous volley, and Shirtliff, not quite sure where it was knocking the ball while still on his knees. With a way to safety. Touch there by Webb, picked up by Worthington. seen Sheffield Wednesday a couple of times recently. I saw them win so well at West Ham. Can't recall a better all-round team performance anywhere this season, and they showed that day. And I saw them on Wednesday night at Newcastle, and Ron Atkinson was the first to agree. It really was their worst performance of the season. And I think, Ron, it's just a passing note, it's a very good young Newcastle side that Ozzy Ardiles has got together up there. There's Jim Smith before him, but they were very impressive on the night, and Wednesday didn't really compete.
Do you reckon those bins are three-dimensional? They've got to be, haven't they?
I think I was told that in the club shop up in Sheffield they're selling Ron Atkinson sunglasses. It's his famous trademark now. Big Ron's glasses. It's Sheridan now.
You'll be singing "Take These Chains" next.
Good challenge though by Hughes. Sheridan dwelled on that ball too long, and look who's picked it up now. Robson with sharp away on the left. Maybe the first real test now for the Swedish fullback Nielsen.
I think what's interesting, Brian, is what you said. Really, you've got to look at Nielsen and say he's much more experienced a player than Lee Sharp, and everyone's expecting Sharp to perform miracles, and yet Nielsen is the man with the bigger pedigree.
Quite right. Played in the World Cup, of course, for the Swedes last summer. And it's noticeable too that every time there's a little bit of danger that Roland Nielsen here gets good support from John Harkes alongside him. Harkes just in front of Nielsen now. They're obviously so well aware, as obviously they must be, of the threat of Lee Sharp. So Harkes standing close to Nielsen, and it's a great tribute to Roland Nielsen here. He ruptured cruciate knee ligaments back in October at Millwall, and they thought he was written off for the season, but he's battled so well in getting himself fit again. This is his fourth game since that injury, and a great bonus of course for Wednesday to have him here at Wembley today. Here's Sheridan. Wilson back to Pearson. Long ball forward to Williams, finding their men well at the moment. Another throw to Sheffield Wednesday. Roland Nielsen with it. Bruce was there first. Sharp. Shirtley for Wednesday. Forward again, Bruce will win that in the air. Robson's touch. There was a foul on Steve Bruce by John Harkes. So the first 10 minutes of this Rumbelows League Cup final has gone by. Manchester United 0, Sheffield Wednesday 0. Shirtliff's header. Owen. Played in the final last year for Oldham when they lost to Nottingham Forest, the Manchester United number 2, Dennis Irwin, the boy from Cork. Hurst with a little flicked header, Blackmore covering well.
Actually, that was a good ball and a good header, and I think had Harkes gone, he would have got it.
Nielsen. Sheridan. Williams is challenging. Alistair gets back there. Seeley grabs it. King. Robson. Nielsen again there before Lee Sharp. Wilson. And Shirtliff, the whistle's gone. I think, yes, quite right. It was a rather dangerous looking two-footed challenge there by Nigel Worthington a moment ago on Dennis Irwin. And a free kick to Manchester United. Alistair will take. Shirtliff jumping for this one, wins it in the air, helped on by Sheridan, up to Williams. And goes Pallister, Robson's touch to Ince. And King gets it back again, not much to spare. It looked a dangerous thing to do, but the former Swindon Town player knew just what he was doing. Goes Bruce. In goes Sharp. Here's Shirtliff again. Little touch for Sheridan. And again Sheridan, they hold such store by what he can do through those midfield areas this afternoon. Hurst leaving it for Wilson. King on the far side. Stopped by Irwin. Leclerc, who's hardly had a touch as yet. Here's Sheridan again for Sheffield Wednesday. Again trying to find the route through for Williams, but it'll be a goal kick.
Well, it's a steady start by both sides. They're both looking quite comfortable with each other, actually. There's no real pressure being put on from either side at the moment.
And maybe Alec Ferguson not happy actually with the urgency that United are showing in the first few minutes.
Bit of pressure on Fergie by the looks of it.
Shirtliff again winning in the air. Irwin to McLean. It's a throw on the far side. It's a strangely low-key start, really, Jimmy, isn't it?
Yes, it is, Brian. It's as though both sides are comfortable with their own game, and nobody's taking any chances. Nobody's that anxious.
King beating Webb in the air. McClare. Shirtliff again, who seems to have had an awful lot of work in these opening minutes, and here he is again, Peter Shirtliff.
Yeah, I know it sounds stupid, but there's no anxiety out there, is there? They all seem to be knocking in about casually, calm, cool, without nerves. There needs to be a few nervous balls given or a couple of mistakes made. So far, none.
Pearson. Bruce. He was being watched by Pearson. There by King, who wins it in the air. Robson. I'm saying great incentive for the United captain, having been dropped by the England squad. And Taylor and Laurie McMenemy here watching. Convince them maybe that to talk about the end of an England career is premature. Pallister. There's an offside flag up against Mark Hughes.
We've all been dropped from England's squads at one time or another, Brian. And half the people that you see dropped, if they have a good season next year, they're going to be back in the reckoning. But this actually is more like a charity shield match at the moment. It's a sort of pre-season preamble.
It's looking for a spark at the moment.
It is really.
Robson. Maybe Lee Sharp will find it. Look at Nielsen struggling to keep with him. Sharp's got the better of him there. Crossed in there. And the first real warning for Sheffield Wednesday. The blistering pace of Lee Sharp. And try as he might, Roland Nielsen, who's quick himself, just couldn't keep with him. And it's a throw for Manchester United.
Oh yeah, he was quick here. There was no question about it. Lee Sharp got the measure of dear old Roland there.
Might come through for Hughes. Feet were high by Mark Hughes. Now that might just be the spark that the game required, that run of Sharp's.
Well, Sharp will now know that he can take Nielsen on and beat him over 30 yards. Williams
and Bruce. Bruce winning it at the second attempt. Robson playing it forward again, trying to feed the pace once again of Lee Sharp. Although Nielsen unfairly, a free kick to Sheffield Wednesday. I don't think there's much argument about that. What a season he's had, and what a season of graft he's had as well.
I think it was a great pity again. He got away from Nielsen so well that his final cross wasn't as good as it might have been. And I think that's the one thing he's got to sharpen up on.
And look at Robson playing it again towards Sharp. And Lee Sharp just for the moment losing his way.
Yeah, I think Robbo's sussed this out now.
The young player of the year. You can see 6 goals, 3 of them coming on that amazing night at Highbury. And at the age of 19, I suppose now one of the best known faces in British sport. Here's Pearson. Long towards Hurst. Bruce will need to keep a very close watch on David Hurst. Here's Robson again looking for the pace of Lee Sharp. And Nielsen sticking well to it there. Alec Ferguson telling me a week or so ago in Warsaw that Lee Sharp really has transformed everything about Manchester United's play. Where they had to challenge so much forward directly to Mark Hughes, now they've got this exciting option of playing it wide for Lee Sharp. Bruce backpedaling.
Well, it's something I've never figured, that players, that teams don't play with a one wide player. It opens up so many options. And the option that Brian Robson's taking at the moment is the obvious one. He's knocking everything out wide to Lee Sharp.
It's Hurst. It might have been a handball there, but the referee says no, and here's Hurst. Could be problems here. Little back heel for Hawks. Cross there, Robson can't get to it. Wilson has a shot, but it cannons off Neil Webb. And there was an infringement there already whistled by Ray Lewis. Good challenging run again there by David Hurst.
Yeah, he got a little bit tangled up with himself, unfortunately.
He's 25 goals this season, but he hasn't scored in the last 8. He's really due a goal today. Sherpeth again with the header. Alistair. Now King. Inside for Sheridan. Back a long way to Chris Turner. His right-hand man alongside him. Jump by Pearson, really backpedaling under some pressure from Mark Hughes. King thinking about the back pass. That's not on now. McClare was blocking the way. So again, that long ball hit forward towards those 2 strikers. Here's Sheridan. Robson was after him, but Sheridan found a good ball for Hurst. Hurst in turn picking out Wilson. Worthington's coming to the middle of the field here. He just want to get that ball onto his left foot all the time though, Nigel Worthington. Nielsen challenging Ince. Gets it back though to Blackmore, and in the end, back to Les Sealey. McClare. The foul on Hughes by King. Maybe a little too far out for a Blackmore special, and already it's been taken by Robson. Webb with the cross. Sharp with the jump. Goal kick to Wednesday.
Well, he came in well there, Lee Sharp. It was very quickly taken. Probably a little bit too high and a little bit too far by Neil Webb. When they hang that high for that long, there's never that much danger. Players can readjust themselves.
Pearson, and an unfair one. His boot was obviously high on Hughes, and it's another free kick to Manchester United.
That was a six studs job, that, wasn't it?
Halfway through the first half now, 0-0.
Could have punctured the ball with that one.
It's Blackmore with this free kick. Pallister up on the far side. Bruce is making a little darting run into that box. And there is Steve Bruce, but didn't quite get the touch on that one. Robson tries to keep it going. Shirtliff with the clearance for Sheffield Wednesday. Irwin knocking it sideways. Blackmore getting it going away down this left flank again, but Sharp won't get to that.
Although he was offside there, Brian, that was a better run by Paul Williams, because what he's got to do is get away, or start running, getting away from Gary Pallister, because at the moment they're playing the ball up, and because of the height differential, Pallister's eating it all up at the moment.
Blackmore playing it in. Wednesday getting it away, but not very convincingly that time. They're certainly working at full throttle, Sheffield Wednesday, here this afternoon. Sheridan going in. Blackmore's throw. McLean. Pearson was first in there. Wilson getting in there. Pearson throws it forward this time for Hurst. Sheridan. Beautiful ball there for Hurst, and trying to get Williams going. Pallister quick. Well, Owen in for Robson. Owen loves to fling the ball in early. Might come from McClare. That's one of the great strengths of Dennis Irwin. He gets forward so quickly. He loves to get an early cross in, and they're usually pretty accurate, as that one was.
Well, it was a good ball in, and it was half a chance by Brian McClare. You wouldn't exactly say that it was a miss, but we've seen them scored from there.
And certainly McClare's reaction after it, Jimmy, suggested that maybe he felt he should have done rather better.
I think he felt he should have probably turned it onto target, certainly, Brian.
Turning it a long way back to Les Seeley. And again Shirtliff. Free kick to Sheffield Wednesday. Sheridan. Wilson. Pearson to Sheffield. Well, Wilson caught in possession by Ince. It's with Hughes. Let's get a quick word with Gary Lineker. United haven't quite taken it the way you felt they would, Gary.
No, not really. It's been a bit disappointing up to now. Neither side has played a tremendous amount of good football. I'd like to see United try and build up a little bit more, thread it through midfield with Brian Robson and Neil Webb. Whenever they've done that and got Brian in possession, he's looked to hit sharp, which looks to be their strongest likelihood of getting through Sheffield Wednesday. But Sheffield Wednesday too, I'd like to see them bring Sheridan into the game a little bit more, because he's the man that could really perhaps unlock United's defence.
Thank you, Gary. Ince. Now Irwin. King getting up well to deny McClare the ball. There's his clearance again up towards Williams, who's the lone Wednesday player up there at the moment. A foul on him by Steve Bruce. A free kick for Sheffield Wednesday. Of course, since this is their first appearance at the famous old stadium since 1969, 66, never won this tournament. Manchester United equally have never won it. They've been in one final in 1983 when they were beaten by Liverpool 2-1. Ron Atkinson, incidentally, the United manager that year.
Well, the London Monarchs have played here more than Sheffield Wednesday then over the last...
They played here last night, American football.
I know, you can still see the rub-ins on the turf, 30-yard line, 40-yard line, back to the 50-yard line.
Actually, the pitch doesn't seem to be playing too badly, Jimmy, for all that. I know we had doubts about it. We were talking about it before the game.
Yeah, it looks as though it's been played, American football's been played on it, because you can see all the lines. But it's obviously playing very well. We've not seen any bad bobbles yet.
That's a good ball by Sharp. Lovely little mid-air flick to Clayton Blackmore, but good interception again by Nielsen. Then gives the ball away to Robson, as Gary Lineker is saying, looks very sharp this afternoon. In goes Wilson, Robson again to Ince, quickly closed down by Sheridan. Arks, the American, his father and elder brother over from New Jersey to watch him this afternoon, and watch him beaten there by Robson. Hughes gets it back to Ince. Owen. Alistair. United with plenty of forces forward now. It comes through to Chris Turner.
So, as it happens, Sheridan and Pearson in the middle of Sheffield's defence look very tough cookies indeed, and it does look as though they're going to be hard to break down. They're very well organised, they're strong. As Mark Hughes will testify, he's hit the deck a couple of times already, so it's not going to be easy for Manchester United.
Blackmore, they're going to go with Ian St John in a moment. Ince playing it forward. And a foul on Nielsen by Sharp, a free kick to Sheffield Wednesday. Really, Saints, since you tipped them, you must be fairly pleased with the way that Sheffield Wednesday are performing at the moment.
Well, they're not doing too badly, Brian. I think they've had just the edge in the game, but in the last few minutes, Manchester United have gradually crept into it, played a little bit of football, which they just haven't been doing. I think it's been a good start for Wednesday. They look quite threatening up front. When they get the ball up the front there, they look quite threatening, but in the main I think they've got the ball, they've knocked it around a little bit better than Manchester United.
Well, Hurst knocking it well to Sheridan, in turn picking out King. Hurst there again, Bruce closing quickly on him because he realises the danger, but he still finds King with it. Now Williams gets it back again for Worthington, but that will be a throw to Manchester United.
Yes, that was a bad finish to a reasonably good move there. You can't help feeling that if this Paul Williams keeps ducking and darting about, that he's going to cause Gary Pallister a few problems here this afternoon.
He's a lively-looking youngster.
He is lively, Brian, and whenever he goes, there's a gap appears in the United defence.
Owen. The space for Robson to exploit, and space also for Paul Ince to exploit. Left foot shot over the top. The goals don't come easily, it seems, these days for Paul Ince. Only 2 this season, and normally you would want your midfield men to pile a few more than that in the course of a season. But as you can see, selected for the England B squad for next week's game against Iceland. Chris Turner with the kick. Robson with the header. Worthington. And now Owen. Hughes. McClare knocking it forward again. Turner's there. Chris Turner, who played in this final in 1985 when he was a Sunderland player. They were beaten by a goal to 0 by Norwich that year. Robson.
A dreadful goal, as I recall.
I think it was an own goal, if memory serves me, Jimmy.
Quite right, Brian.
It wasn't a very distinguished game either.
No. Well, this needs a lift.
Sheffield with a header. Webb played wide for Irwin. Slipped there by Webb, but still just got it through to Robson. Knocked it up to Hughes. McClare. Good combination here for Manchester United. Let's see what Lee Sharp can do here against Nielsen. Nielsen's experience got him out of a spot there, and a good ball up to David Hurst. Plays it forward again, but there's a free kick given to Sheffield Wednesday.
Tell you, that was very unfortunate because the linesman kept his flag down and Sheffield Wednesday were there.
They would have preferred an advantage played there.
I think they would have done, Brian.
Williams was through, wasn't he?
Well, and also he was being backed up by Hurst square to him. So they had a double option there.
Sheridan with the free kick. Ox. To Manchester United.
Yeah, so goes back to at Sheffield. A great tradition of Sheffield Wednesday players.
Well, you would know from those old times, James.
Absolutely. Atco's having a good little snigger there as well.
But in fairness, Ron Atkinson likes sides that play football as well. It's not just dig with United. With Sheffield Wednesday, rather.
Well, they're playing well.
Hughes. Pearson is after him, but Hughes spreads it wide beautifully there for Owen. Played now in for Webb, who's offside. Talking in the Sheffield Wednesday camp yesterday as to whether Neil Webb or Mike Phelan would get that spot, and the feeling in the camp at Sheffield Wednesday certainly was that it would be Neil Webb. Possibly, although they recognise what a good season Phelan has had, Webb is always the man more likely to score a goal. Nielsen. Shirtley. It's Manchester United throw. Not a very good clearance that time by Nielsen. Alistair. Webb getting in ahead of Shirtliff. Irwin. Dennis Irwin again. Robson. They need to get a few things moving now, United, but then a stumble by Robson halted that. Ince was trying to keep it moving for United, but instead of that it's Sheffield Wednesday with Phil King on the far side. Up to Sheridan. That's a foul by Webb. That'll be another free kick. John Sheridan will take it. Pearson's up from his defensive duties, but not Shirtliff. Bruce with a header away. Robson. King again. It's the feet of Webb a little high there.
I think he's given offside though, actually.
It's a free kick to Manchester United. And both managers up off the bench. Ron Atkinson, of course, who had 6 pretty successful seasons as the Manchester United manager.
Well, to be honest, Brian, none of us could understand why they got rid of him. Because he was an excellent manager for Manchester United.
Here's Pearson. Wilson just touching it on for Nielsen. Now it's Lee Sharp's turn to get back and do some defending. And Sheffield Wednesday with a throw. Yes, This big Ron won the FA Cup twice and was in a League Cup final once when he was manager of United.
I don't think they were ever out of the top 6 either, were
Well,
they?
I think they finished third one season, Jimmy, but they were never out of the top 8 in all of Ron's time there.
Not a bad record, is it?
It's a free kick now to Sheffield Wednesday. They brought Shirtley forward as well as Pearson, and Pearson has certainly scored some important goals this season. He's on 12. There's Shirtley. Now, what we might well find is Worthington ducking over it, or rather playing it down the byline for Hearts, who might well make a little run down that right-hand side. There he goes. There goes Hearts. Now, will Worthington play it? No, he plays the long one this time. Might come. A terrific goal by Sheridan. A terrific goal for Sheffield Wednesday. That really rattled off the post and into the back of the net beyond Les Seeley. And the second division side go into the lead here at Wembley. John Sheridan. What a rifling shot it was. A free kick by Worthington.
Super goal.
And off the post, Seeley made almost an exceptional save, but could only push it onto the post. And Wednesday are in the lead.
Yeah, it's a well-worked free kick. Everybody was in there. Pallister couldn't do anything else except what he did. And Les Seeley nearly saved it. It was a great shot, though.
Ince. Well, now that's really set it up. We were saying it was fairly low-key. We were saying we needed a spark to set this game afire. Well, we've got it. Manchester United 0, Sheffield Wednesday 1, John Sheridan 37 minutes. A free kick now to Manchester United at the other end. Will it again, as it has so often at Wembley, be a day for the underdog? Blackmore, wrong way to go yet. It'll be Lee Sharp. Shirtliff ducking low to get it away. In goes Williams. Owen. Webb chasing. Shirtliff again dominant in the air. King very confident getting that one back. I know many hundreds of thousands of you watching will have your, so I'm told, your Rumbelows scratch card, and it's important you know exactly when the first goal was scored. The official timing is 37 minutes 52 seconds. 37 minutes 52 seconds. John Sheridan for Sheffield Wednesday against Manchester United.
Just think the whole country's now having a good scratch.
Goes Pallister. In goes Nielsen. There's Denny Wilson. Pallister again. What a noise coming from the left of us now, the Sheffield Wednesday fans. Nielsen's header. Didn't quite know where it landed. Hughes picks it up. Gets it back to Blackmore. Knocked away again. Blackmore. Sharp. Blackmore for the third time. This will be Chris Turner's ball. What a super shot from Sheridan it was, though, Jimmy.
It was a good goal. As I say, Pallister got his head to it, but couldn't really do anything other than he did. Sheridan came in and did hammer it beautifully. Les Seeley, I thought, did very well to get across there. Nearly saved it. But it certainly set the stadium alive now.
Webb with a header. There's Pearson with his. Webb again. Sharp, well offside. King. Here comes Wilson. Worthington. In goes Sheridan. Well, I thought we thought that Sheridan might have a big influence setting up things for other people. He's the man who's provided the shot that puts Wednesday ahead. In goes Lee Sharp, knocked away well that time by Pearson. Blackmore, Webb, back to Pallister. Here's Worthington, or rather King. Pallister. Hughes. Owen. Once again Sheridan's there. Like a swarm of bees around Manchester United this afternoon as Hurst takes it up again. Williams is up there. Harps has made a good run. And Williams is trying to keep it going. Hurst waiting in the middle. He's gone past Blackmore. Falls for a good cross. Hits Ince with it though. Williams again, turning it in towards Hurst. Not as far as McClare, just 2 minutes of the first half left now. Hughes for Robson, here come Manchester United. A terrific counter-attack now as 4 Sheffield Wednesday men get back. One of them is Roland Nielsen, and there's the clearance. Webb spreading it wide for Blackmore. Sharp, Ince. Here's some room for Sharp to work now. Nielsen is down injured for the moment. Now as he jarred that left knee that was such a problem for him.
I think he has done himself, Brian, whether it's his knee or whether it's his groin, I'm not sure. I think it is his groin or his hip.
Blackmore challenging, Lee Sharp trying to get in there, Wilson also very aggressive indeed, and in fact the free kick's been given Wednesday's way, and Roland Nielsen in a bit of trouble. The referee having a word with the linesman here. And Nielsen is still struggling, still feeling that knee.
I think he's all right actually. I think it was his hip actually, Brian. He wasn't touched. It's when he tried to turn, whether he got his boots caught in the nose tackle's false teeth from last night or something. I don't know.
Well, Nielsen's fit enough to take this free kick. No, he's decided against it, and Nigel Pearson will take it instead. Coming to the last seconds of the first half. And a terrific first half it's been for Sheffield Wednesday, showing no signs of nerves at all, playing some good quality passing football, and then after 37 minutes finding the goal for John Sheridan that puts them ahead. But here's Hughes now, and now Webb. Owen playing it in early again, the flag is up on this side for an offside, it's still lagging, the referee hasn't seen it, Gary has, the whistle's gone, no it hasn't, he's now decided to play on. It's probably the right thing to do with Wednesday in possession. It's with King, who's had a very tidy first half for left back. Sheridan tidying up, gets it back to Chris Turner.
Actually, the back four have played well for Sheffield Wednesday this half. They've kept United really at bay. They've not really penetrated at all. Only the one time when Sharp got away from Nielsen.
Sheffield Wednesday leading in this Rumbelows League Cup final by a goal to nil. John Sheridan the scorer. Let's get a word with Ron Atkinson.
Ron, terrific start for you there.
Yeah, we've played very well, but there's a lot of playing to be done. I like the way we've bedded down, and we just said we relax and try and enjoy it.
What are you going to tell the players now?
Just try and see the thing through. I mean, we know that they've danger. The sharp fellas played very, very well on the left wing for them. He's a threat.
Well, Ron Atkinson there, certainly in less haste at this stage of the proceedings than Alex Ferguson. We'll be talking to Ian St John, who's got a big smile on his face at the moment, and Gary Lineker, who's not so sure. We'll be back in a minute. And welcome back. Somewhat surprising scoreline at half-time in the League Cup final. Manchester United 0, Sheffield Wednesday 1. I think it's fair to say, Gary, that if ever a game needed a goal, that this was it.
Yeah, it's a bit of an old cliche, but I think it's never more true than today. It was disappointing. But as soon as the goal went in, you saw the urgency going to United. They started pushing forward a little bit more. Sheffield Wednesday hitting them on the break, and all of a sudden we have a game.
You were quite satisfied with the way Wednesday had approached the game in the first half an hour.
Yes, I was, but I think as a spectacle, you know, neither goalkeepers really had anything to do. I think we've got one real shot at goal, and that was the goal. So you judge a game really by how busy the goalkeepers are in terms of excitement, and we've not had that, have we? It's been, you know, a lot of midfield play, a lot of probing, without any real excitement. But since the goal, you do sense that it might happen. So we're hoping that the second half will really live up to the expectations we had of the game.
Yeah, it was a free kick by Worthington, and an absolutely terrific strike, Gary, by John Sheridan, wasn't it?
It was a good ball, and the ball was headed out, and it was a great strike from John Sheridan. In fact, Les Sealey did very well to get a hand to it, and will probably consider himself a bit unfortunate.
Yeah, certainly a valiant attempt by the goalkeeper.
Yes, John Sheridan
wasn't it?
strikes a lovely ball. You know, he can hit them from anywhere, Sheridan. Very good at free kicks as well, and when it fell to him, you always felt that it would end up in the back of the net.
Now, of course, that brought a great reaction from the Sheffield Wednesday bench as we see the goal again. You'll be able to see what Ron Atkinson thought of it at the end.
I'm sure the big fella would have been happy the way his team had been performing, and then to get the goal, that's what it's all about. So the relief is obviously evident.
I don't think that, despite what Ron said, and he's obviously being quite diplomatic, I think underneath he'll really want to win this. He was sacked, and he thought wrongly, and a lot of other people did as well. And this will mean a great deal to him, this game. Bet your life on that.
He actually said at half-time with Gary Newbon there, Ian, that he felt Lee Sharp was playing very well for United, that they were handling him well.
Yes, they are handling him well, but again, you see, with a boy as talented as Lee Sharp, you can't tie him down for 90 minutes.
He really left Nielsen for dead.
Well, the pace he's got is electric. And, you know, I don't know how fit Nielsen is, having been out this season for a long spell, but the pace of Sharp is electric, really. And if they can get the ball to him in the second half, and he can get on these runs, then of course that could be the way that United get back into the game. But they certainly haven't played any real football, United. They haven't created chances, and they're knocking high balls up the field, which is food and drink to the big centre backs of Wednesday.
It must be a great worry in the United dressing room right now, Gary, and something they must be trying to sort out. That the Lee Sharp route seems to be the only route.
Yeah, I would think they'll be a bit concerned. I mean, they're getting the ball, Les Sealey's kicking it up, and they're trying to hit Brian McClare to avoid going through the centre-backs where they're so big and strong in Sheffield Wednesday. So they've obviously got their problems. I think they've got to try and build it up a little bit more, as I said, during the game. Get Brian Robson involved and Neil Webb, get the ball out to Sharp and start playing a little bit and go through that way.
OK, half-time, Manchester United 0, Sheffield Wednesday 1. We'll be back. Welcome back. Worried man at half-time, Dennis Law, who's got a £5 bet with Ian St John that Manchester United will win this afternoon. Let's see what he thinks with Gary Newbon.
Yes, Dennis, how is your £5 bet going?
Well, at the moment it's not looking too good, is it? But if United are going to get back at the game, they must come much more out in the second half. They've got to push players much forward. They've got to get the ball to Sharp, because he looks the one player who could do something. If they can do that and get the ball into Hughes and McClare, then there's a possibility that United could come back. I mean, there's 45 minutes to go. But Sheffield, although it wasn't a particularly good first half, and particularly for the first half hour, but Sheffield came into it then, didn't they? And little Sheridan in midfield, he started to probe a bit, and of course he scored a marvellous goal. So United have got all to do this second half. But the Saint has not got my money yet. There's 45 minutes to go yet, Saint.
Oh, Dennis Law there. Players are on the field. Maybe we've just got time to have a look again at that Sheffield Wednesday goal, as Les Sealey would have seen it. Indeed, if you'd had a seat in the back of Les Sealey's goal, should we say that? Not it down there, and here comes the Sheridan shot. A terrific bit of goalkeeping actually there, but it cannoned off the post into the back of the net. Sheffield Wednesday leading after 37 minutes. Now we're just ready for the start of the second half. Roland Nielsen, who was struggling just before half-time, is back on, and away we go. To Owen. Into Brian McClare. Danny Wilson tangling there. The ball comes to Hughes. Ince tries to take it on. Now it's with John Harkes, the American again. Bruce. That's a good bit of play by McClare. He got it away nicely from Pearson, but then showed too much of it to Nielsen, and back it goes to Chris Turner. King to Sheffield. Sheffield Wednesday leading a goal to nil. 4 teams only outside the first division have ever won this final since it was first played in 1961. Danny Wilson playing it forward there. Norwich won it in 1962. That was a rather strong back pass from Steve Bruce. Queen's Park Rangers won it in 1967. That was the first Wembley final in this competition. Swindon in 69 and Aston Villa in 75. And the second division side are leading here now today. Pearson, 2 minds there for a moment between he and Nielsen. Nigel Pearson. There's Bruce. Little dummy, well served there by Webb on Sheridan. Strong challenge again by Wilson, who's getting through a lot of work through those midfield areas. It's a good balance that Sheffield Wednesday seem to have in that midfield, with Wilson darting and diving and tackling, and Sheridan spraying the ball around. To Williams, here's Hurst. Played wide for Worthington, he's got a good left foot. Played that far too close to Les Seeley.
Yes, a little bit wasted there because it came on Worthington's good foot. One would have expected him to have done better.
Well, here's McClare. Wide of him is Sharp, and Sharp is offside. Free kick, which Pearson will take.
It's a possible little bit of anxiety by Lee Sharp there, because McClare could angle that ball through at any time, and if Lee had stayed back he would have easily got it instead of going forward quickly.
Hurst trying to get it back to Sheridan. Harkes playing a long ball here to Worthington. Did he keep it in? Well, United for a moment thought it was out, and indeed it is out of play. Goal kick to United. Seeley on the losing side here at the moment. Yes, indeed he was 2 years ago when he played for Luton Town against Nottingham Forest. It was an afternoon that Les don't particularly want to remember. He conceded a penalty, Les Seeley, when Luton were leading, and Forest went on to win. And Les, I don't think, played another first-team game for Luton after that. My word, his world has turned upside down in the last 12 months with that cup final appearance last season. At Wembley again today, and of course a Cup Winners' Cup final appearance very much on the cards. Ince. It's a foul by him, an obstruction, and a free kick to Sheffield Wednesday. Interesting talking about the turnaround in a goalkeeper's career. The same really for the man in possession at the moment, Chris Turner. Couldn't get into the side just before Christmas. Kevin Pressman then was injured, and Chris hasn't looked back since. Telling me yesterday he thought, well, that's his career just about going nowhere, but suddenly here he is in the side and at Wembley, but not able to stop that going for a corner. The very first corner of the game, would you believe? And we are now 5 minutes into the second half. Sharp will take it, Pallister up, now that could be a big threat. Bruce is up as well, who's had a fantastic goal-scoring season. Sharp hoisting it towards Gary Pallister. There's Pallister's header. Bruce unable to get there before Sheridan. Hacked away only as far as Irwin. Blackmore. Sprayed wide again in the hope that Lee Sharp will take it up, but Roland Nielsen there for Sheffield Wednesday. A foul by Harks on Robson, a free kick to Manchester United. Hughes. Worthington away. Only Williams is up, but only Irwin is back. Now Williams on the break now for Sheffield Wednesday. Into the path and the left foot of Worthington. And Bruce back superbly for Manchester United.
And wasn't he just, because I tell you, I think that ball was on its way.
And Bruce having sharp words with Clayton Blackmore, feeling there wasn't enough cover, but that was a lovely bit of play by young Paul Williams. And onto that favoured left boot of Nigel Worthington. Good defending by Bruce, but a corner for Sheffield Wednesday. They could so easily have been two to the good.
Yeah, little Williams is a problem to him when he gets away.
Sheridan fisted away. Worthington trying to get in there, but that time McClare got there first. Nielsen to King, not forward again, very accurately indeed there by King, just clearing Neil Webb to Sheridan. Worthington tries to get in, Irwin tries to get it away, and just at this moment Manchester United are all over the place. Pearson, the captain, just a little too vigorous with his challenge there in that penalty area, and it'll be a free kick. Well, this is where young Paul Williams got away so well and so aware of Worthington's, look at that, an absolutely inch-perfect pass.
And he teed it up, didn't he?
And Bruce getting back so well.
That was a great saving tackle by Steve Bruce. You had to fancy that was on its way.
Ince playing it wide for Blackburn. Hughes. Sharp. Goes behind the ball, but it might come for Irwin, and an offside against McClare. King. Worthington's gone along the left flank for him. Alistair coming in. King playing it in. Bruce confident enough to take it on his chest in the box there, hanging it away the touch. Another throw to Sheffield Wednesday, leading 1-0. Sheridan. Foul by Pallister on Hurst, a free kick to Sheffield Wednesday. And Mike Phelan warming up for Manchester United. Possibly Neil Webb might be the man to come off. In the meantime, United have to worry about this. It'll be John Sheridan knocking it deep towards the far post, gathered safely by Seeley. Only Hughes is up. Easy for Nielsen back.
Actually, Neil Webb has struggled a bit during this final, and maybe bringing Michael Phelan on will give a little bit more of a competitive edge to United midfield, where they are definitely losing out.
Blackmore, Ince. Oh, this might go for McClare. Oh, that's right across the face of the goal. Webb turning it back again. Good work by Turner. Well, that was the most danger that Sheffield Wednesday have probably been in the whole game, with that ball sliding across their 6-yard area after such good work by McClare.
Yeah, Manchester United will be unhappy that they didn't score from here. It was a great ball by Paul Ince, a lovely cross. Hughes just a little bit too late. It was a super move by Manchester United. Very unfortunate not to score.
And at the end of it all, Chris Turner equal to it. Goes Hurst. Williams beaten in the air by Pallister. breeze there is behind Manchester United. Another firm challenge this time by Worthington.
It's a bit strong when number 11's coming at you like that, and then you're the fullback.
It's good pro, you know. He's only just back in the game again, Nigel Worthington, after a cartilage operation. He was only out of action, Jimmy, for 3 weeks.
He's done extremely well, hasn't he?
Extraordinary.
He's a tough-looking lad, though, isn't he? Well, he's not so much of a lad, really, is he?
Nigel, no. He's 29 now. And here's Mike Phelan coming on. And it is Neil Webb going off. Like for like, really, because Phelan will operate, I would imagine, down the right side of midfield, as Neil Webb has been doing. There would have been a lot of people who would have felt that Phelan was a little unlucky not to be in the original 11. He's had an exceptional, particularly the second half of this season.
Well, I have to be honest, Brian, I was one of those people who felt that he would be in the original lineup. He had a super game against Legia Warsaw. Aren't you? Sheffield are a bit different.
They are. Owen gets it back. So coming up to 12 minutes of the second half gone. Manchester United 0, Sheffield Wednesday 1. The goal, John Sheridan, 37 minutes. Leclerc. In goes Robson. Delicate little chip, and the first touch now for Phelan. Support from Irwin. 3 Sheffield Wednesday players around him though, and an offside flag is up. Presumably against Mark Hughes. And he's been so well watched. When you think of the problems that United have got, maybe a lot of it stemmed from the fact that Nigel Pearson is keeping such a good close watch on this man here.
It's an interesting decision, that, Brian, because looking at the new ruling where a player has to be only level now to be adjudged onside, that looked as though he was level. And I'm not going to criticise the linesman because he was in the right spot. It's possible he might not know about that rule.
I think he might, Jim. Williams. Here's Worthington. King to Sheridan. Wilson to Worthington. King again. Simple passing. That really left Sheridan far too much to do with Robson advancing on him. And it's a goal kick.
It was a Wembley General ball, that one, at General Hospital ball, that one was. Especially with Brian Robson coming in at you.
Notice they've got those nice big easy to read numbers, Sheffield Wednesday. So often on their shirts they haven't, but for this Wembley occasion they have. And I always think that's not only a good thing for television commentators, but it's good for people sitting up at the back of the stands as well. Particularly when today, for a very glossy programme, Jim, they've had to pay £3.
£3
You should know who the teams are.
See what, when I first played here, Brian, you could get a seat behind the royal box for £3. And actually, for an extra £2, you could have got a seat in the royal box if you'd have seen Stan Flashman.
Those were days. Behind the goal, I think, used to cost 3 and 6. Well,
that's right.
That's what, about 18p now?
Yeah. Oh, we're showing our age, Brian.
Well, Worthington with the throw for Sheffield Wednesday. Sealer's ball. Back from Blackmore. Coming towards the quarter of an hour mark of this second half, meaning that United have got just half an hour to repair the damage caused by John Sheridan's goal. There's Hughes. Ince. Sharp outside him. Shadowed by Danny Wilson. Now playing in 3 of the last 4 of these finals, Wilson. He played 2 for Luton Town in the victory over Arsenal and the defeat against Nottingham Forest. Almost got a season ticket for this one now. Nielsen with the throw.
Tell you what, he knows every inch of the field as well because he covers it, doesn't he?
All right, he's a terrific worker. That really goes for everybody in the Sheffield Wednesday side today. There's Sheridan getting in, and there was a good run by Williams to get across to the side of the field. Tries to get Hurst in. Bruce wide to Blackmore. Shirtliff. This time Ince has got away from Nielsen. But United just can't find that final ball in the box. And when they did a moment ago with McClares across the 6-yard area, nobody was there just to apply that finishing touch. When you think it's 9 without defeat, Manchester United, and in those 9 games they've scored 20 times, but really today so far they've never really looked like scoring. Mark Hughes with 19 to his credit, Brian McClare with 21, Steve Bruce with 18. Moments now as Alec Ferguson looks at his watch and knows that time is beginning to be the biggest enemy. Sheffield. Free kick to Manchester United, the foul by Sheridan on Ince.
It was a bad free kick that by Manchester, wasn't it? They've got to compose themselves a little bit more than they're doing.
Blackmore. Robson making one of those characteristic breaks from the midfield, but Phil King was there first. It's a corner for Manchester United, which Sharp will take. Forward comes Bruce and Pallister. They're leaving only Dennis Irwin back. And Sheffield Wednesday, for their part, have pulled everybody back inside their own penalty area. Here's Sharp's corner. Big high one towards Steve Bruce, and again the head of Nigel Pearson gets there first. Plenty of room here for Phelan to return it, though, into that danger area. And the goal's been given. No, it's not. It's a free kick. Well, United certainly were congratulating each other, thinking that the goal had been given, that Chris Turner had dropped over the line with it.
Well, I booked it as a goal, Brian. I can't see what's gone wrong with this one.
It could only be a foul on the keeper.
Well, I don't think he was touched, to be perfectly honest. Well,
yes, he was. By Mark Hughes.
I'd have given it.
I'm not sure I would, Jimmy, actually. I think perhaps that was... I thought just for a moment, though, he had given it.
I mean... It was one where the keeper carried it over the line as well, and I'll tell you what, me and Nat Lofthouse would have given it anyway, that's for sure. Yes, I fear that they're a little bit too protected these days, goalkeepers, as you well know. I'm not a lover of that.
Could well be argued by referee Ray Lewis that Hughes was jumping at an opponent without any real hope of getting the ball.
Yeah, but you've got to be able to...
let's see. Turner there a fraction before Lee Sharp.
You've got to be able to go for balls. If balls are floated in under the crossbar, players must be allowed to go for them. There's got to be bodily contact between the goalkeeper and forwards, and I just feel that that was a reasonable piece of bodily contact.
Blackmore.
Oh, I can't stand them goalkeepers.
Actually, that would have been identical almost to the goal that Chris Turner conceded at Newcastle on Wednesday night. It's not the biggest of lads. Here's Robson. And a foul there on Robson by Shirtliff. And this might just be enter Clayton Blackmore. We've seen on television this season quite often already what a blistering free kick he takes from this sort of angle. the Sheffield wall will be well aware of his capabilities, and so too behind it will be Chris Turner. He gets the ball to move in the air, but that was almost a casual strike there by Clayton Blackmore. After that build-up too.
I think he tried to get it in before Chris Turner actually got across the goal.
Well, if we look again from Chris Turner's goal, this is how it happened, with Mark Hughes advancing on him.
Well, I think his own player knocked him over as much as anybody else as well. Well, I'd have given it, that's it.
In goes Bruce.
I don't care what they say.
In goes Nielsen.
Two pampered a race now, goalkeepers.
Free kick to Sheffield Wednesday. Pearson knocking it forward. Here comes Ince. Finding Sharp. But Nielsen got back well this time, and he was very well supported by Pearson. There goes Pallister. Sheridan plays it now for King. Leaves it instead for Worthington. Shirtless little ball there for Sheridan. Bit of confidence in Sheffield Wednesday at the moment. But then they give it away. Maybe a little too complacent there, and you can't afford to be that when Robson's around.
I think they're going to have to watch the next 10 minutes very carefully, Sheffield Wednesday, because Manchester United are putting a bit of pressure on now.
Robson. Sharp. Blackmore. Here's Ince. Hughes waiting in the middle. Sharp's gone into the middle as well. Into the path of Blackmore, just wide.
Great effort. Good run by Paul Ince, who's actually come into this game very well in the second half. Lovely ball laid back. Clayton Blackmore, good shot.
A yard and a half wide. Sheffield Wednesday still lead. Although United have had that goal disallowed. In a moment we'll get a view from Gary Lineker on that one as well. I wonder if he'll take the Jimmy Greaves line as a striker, that they're a pampered race. It should have stood. We shall see in a moment. At the moment it's Pearson who's having a wonderful game at the back for Sheffield Wednesday. Here's young Williams. Now he has looked a real classy player this afternoon, and he won't quite get to that one. Balls into Les Sealey. Les none too happy about that. Gary Lineker then, what about the disallowed goal?
I'm going to have to disagree with Jimmy Greaves on that one. I thought it was a foul. I thought that Mark Hughes did jump, and he led with his arm, and I think the referee had no alternative to give a free kick. At the same time, I do agree with Jimmy that goalkeepers are a bit of a pampered race, but on that occasion I think the referee was right.
Thanks, Gary.
Yeah, modern footballers.
Nielsen having a real struggle over there with McClare. And there's one spectator on the field, but they'll get rid of him fairly quickly. In the meantime, it gives us a chance to have a word with Ian St John. Saint, what's your view on that one?
Well, I think I must be a modern player as well, Jimmy, because I thought it was a foul against the goalkeeper. He's in the air, and Mark Hughes came flying in and bundled him in the net. I mean, even in our day, the goalkeeper had to have 1 foot in the ground before you hit him, so I think it was a foul, and the referee was right. But Manchester United beginning to penetrate a little bit here. My fiver looks as if it might be in a bit of danger, but I'm just hoping that Wednesday can weather the storm.
Well, I never thought you'd turn against me, mate. That's it, isn't it?
Well, you're on your own there, Jimmy. I think there's Gary feels and Saint feels, and I felt that was the right decision by the referee. But whatever, it's 1-0 to Sheffield Wednesday. First, Williams. Harks played a sensible little ball in there to Sheridan. Sheridan now getting it. Oh, what a good ball. That so nearly was an excellent ball there by Sheridan. And there are fewer than 20 minutes left now. Ince, Sheridan.
Been a bit more bite to the second half, and there's Ron obviously airing his tonsils.
I'm just wondering whether his second division side now can just hold on for this 20 minutes or so. Nielsen. I mean, they are a great old club, Sheffield Wednesday, no doubt about it. I was reading that when they had an open day at the start of this season, remember they'd just been relegated as well. 21,000 turned up at Hillsborough for that. I was talking to their chairman, David Richards, and he was telling me that 82 of the office staff are here today. Well, not just the office staff, the staff generally at Hillsborough, the cleaning ladies and the accountants and everything. They've had 2 days down here. They're making it a real weekend, and at the moment, this result so far is topping it off.
Oh, indeed. In actual fact, of course, they're having a census all over the country as well. Not going to get much joy in Sheffield, are they?
They're not.
Thank God they got rid of the poll tax in Wembley, otherwise it would be high next year with this lot here, wouldn't it?
A little ahead of there by Hurst, but Pallister covering again well for Manchester United. So far, I think I'm right in saying neither trainer's been on. So, free kick now to Manchester United.
No, it's been a good competitive game, but there hasn't been any really bad fouls committed either way.
Bruce hitting it towards Hughes. Shirtliff getting a little caught up there, but it must have just come off Paul Ince because it's a goal kick.
I think it's a question of nerve now for Sheffield Wednesday. Certainly the next 10 minutes. I think if they go forward and attack Manchester, they can actually take the pressure off of themselves. It's a question of whether they'll be tempted to hold on to what they've got, which must be a temptation in their position.
Bruce up to Phelan. Taken away by Phil King. A nice little knock on the leg there. 23 years old. Here's Mike Phelan. Taking back more, watching Paul Williams. That'll be a dangerous bounce, will it? No. Falls through quite comfortably. Orsini. Beginning to rain here now at Wembley. Just loosen the old surface a little bit. The ball will run that much quicker. Sharp being challenged by both Nielsen and Harks. They played him very well, actually, Sheffield Wednesday, haven't they? Nielsen has done an excellent job, and Harks has always been there in very close support. In for Ince. Nice little touch there, Robson! What a lovely ball from McClare for Robson.
It was a good move. Again, you've got to say what a good effort that was by Manchester United. A lovely build-up. They've actually put a lot of good football together this half. Again, Paul Ince involved. McClare, good shot by Brian Robson. Just a little bit off target. But the way they've played, they've actually deserved an equaliser, in fairness to them. They have created chances.
Yes, you must say of the two sides with about a quarter of an hour to go, of the two sides, United at the moment look the more likely to score. And they certainly need to. Sheffield Wednesday leading 1-0. Here comes Ince. Sharp outside it. Gets it to Lee Sharp. And your red shirts are forwards. Came off Sheridan behind for the corner. In the meantime, Laurie Madden warming up, one of the Sheffield Wednesday substitutes. Trevor Francis, the other one on the bench there. They might well feel that Laurie Madden, good experienced defender, might come on to tighten things up still more at the back. But in the meantime, here's the corner. Lee Sharp with it. Aimed towards Pallister and Bruce. Down goes Chris Turner. Actually interesting when you think of Laurie Madden on the substitutes bench, he's 35 and Trevor Francis was 37 on Friday. The Sheffield Wednesday substitutes bench, a combined age of 69. Now that's one for the record, surely.
It's getting on a bit.
Here's Hawks. Robson in the end. No, it'll fall for Sheffield. There was a shove in the back on Hurst, but Williams is away. It's gone wide of Seeley, wide of the goal, and in fact I think the referee might be pointing that it's a corner. In the meantime, the two physios are on, or at least certainly Alan Smith of Sheffield Wednesday's on. Jim McGregor coming on quickly as well. Paul Williams and Les Seeley, the two injured men.
It was a good run again by Paul Williams. He was through, and Les Seeley came out very well. And I think he did actually get a touch to it because it is a corner.
So the first time the two physios have been on, it looks as though Jim McGregor's having quite a battle there with Les Seeley over something.
Yeah, Les Seeley looks in a bit of distress there. Actually,
he's really he's upset. He's upset with the physio for something. Look at this. And Brian Robson there trying to calm them down. I've no doubt that maybe. I've never seen that before. He's really annoyed, angry with the physio for trying to get him back on the field again. The players don't know what to make of it. And that's they finish up all pals. Maybe we'll get Gary Newbon on the other side of the ground to find out from Jim McGregor just what that was all about.
Yeah, Les is certainly upset. As I say, it'd be very interesting to find out what that was.
Steve Bruce is having a word with the goalkeeper as well. He's not happy with it. Meantime, Alan Smith, the Sheffield Wednesday physio, has just gone off.
That's a nasty little
mark
down by the knee there, yeah.
I've got a feeling that there is even a possibility that Seeley might come off, you know.
Well, he seems to be trying to convince everybody that he's okay, but I don't know whether he is. I mean,
maybe the argument. Let's see. Here we go through. Paul Williams. No blame attached to him. He played the shot and was sliding into the goalkeeper.
There was nothing in it from either man.
But I think what's happened there is that they probably want to take him off, and it was Les Seeley fighting and arguing, saying, "No, I want to stay on."
Well, he's obviously got a gashed knee because they're bandaging it up.
Now the Sheffield Wednesday players are surrounding the referee about something, Jimmy.
Nobody seems to know what's going on at the moment.
I'm told what's happened is the referee gave a corner and now has changed his mind, and it's a delayed decision. It's a goal kick.
If you wait long enough for it, you can do what you like.
So there's total confusion here.
I can't understand why he gave a corner and then has changed his mind after 3 minutes of injury.
I think what he's going to have to say now, you've got to make up your mind whether Les Seeley is going to play on or whether he's going to go off.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of concern around Les Seeley. You can always tell when when players gather around like this, you know that there's something fairly serious, because players normally say, well, okay, he's got this, he's got that, and tend to walk away with their own faults. But they're all crowded around Les Sealey, so there is some obvious problem there. But they don't look it.
He seems to be moving fairly comfortably there. And to prove the point, he's going to take the goal kick. So there he goes. He gets the ball back in play again. A goal kick for Manchester United. It's with Lee Sharp. Back ball. Straight to Wilson. And out of Williams. Hurst is up ahead of him. Bruce is going with him. That'll be a corner. To the cheers of the Sheffield Wednesday fans behind that goal. They feel they were robbed of a corner a moment ago. Now they've got one, which Nigel Worthington will take.
Well, it's certainly an interesting confrontation there, and one that will be interesting to find out what the truth is.
Worthington's corner. There's a canny corner there from Nigel Worthington. He made sure that he curled it in there to get a save out of Les Sealey. We've had it confirmed by Gary Newman on the far side that in fact Jim McGregor says yes, I wanted Les Sealey to come off, but he insisted in staying on.
Well,
here comes Robson. Now Irwin. There's a chance here. A great save by Turner from McClare.
well, that could well be the match winner.
That was a fabulous header, but an even better save. It'll be a corner then for Manchester United. Lee Sharp with it. Pearson's header. Bruce's shot. And Chris Turner with the save. What a great save that was. I think there are still moves to get Les Sealey off.
Yeah, it looks that way actually. Les is in obvious distress. But this is a great save here by Chris Turner. I think he'll get a kiss from Ron Atkinson afterwards, if it stays the same. The result, that is.
It's with Freedom. About 7 minutes left, plus I should think a good bit of injury time as well. Foul in the free kick to Sheffield Wednesday. The foul by Ince on Sheridan. Sheridan's free kick, Bruce's header, Ince, Sharp outside him. Well, Sharp had one exhilarating run in the first half, but really apart from that, he's been played so well by the Sheffield Wednesday defence.
Well, as we said, he's no mug, is he, Roland Nilsson? He is a world-class footballer, and he's played that way.
Only there by Harks. He's got Williams up alongside him. That came off the heel of Bruce. Sharp away. Shurtliff. Well, Sheffield Wednesday fans have waited a long, long time for this. 25 years since they were last at Wembley. 56 years since they last won at Wembley. Now a matter of 5 minutes or so between them and a really famous victory over Manchester United. Nielsen. Alistair. Well, Chris Turner safely in possession there, and his save a couple of minutes ago certainly has Make sure that Sheffield Wednesday keep this lead. A great save it was, flicked over from McClare's header. Here's McClare again. Stopped that time by Pearson. Robson taking it up. Phelan. Shown far too much of that to Hawks. 3 against 2 now. Oh. And in comes Robson. Hawks just ran out of steam, lost his footing. Phelan takes it up again for Manchester United. It's with McClare. Touch now for Hughes. King gets it back.
Well, they were lucky to get away with that in the end Wednesday, because I don't know what happened to Harves there, but he had every chance of going forward. It was a 3 against 2 situation, which you don't often get in the game today.
Away by Irwin. Ince. Sheridan gets it away, only as far as Bruce. Robson playing it again to Steve Bruce. It's with Sharp on that break again. Harks immediately goes across there to try and hold him up. McClare goes through. There was no foul there. It's back again to Turner. Well, Jim, you're spared making that decision about the man of the match. The man of the match, in fact, is chosen by the press corps here today for the Alan Hardacre Trophy. Former Football League secretary, whose brainchild this competition was right back at the start of the 1960s. And Hawks is coming off for Sheffield Wednesday in a moment, and Laurie Madden coming on, just as I was saying, the experienced defender, just to tighten things down a little bit in defence. They'll make the decision now. Hawks, who's done an excellent job down that right flank, supporting Nielsen against Sharp and getting forward himself. And Laurie Madden, the 35-year-old substitute, comes on.
I think it was that final little episode that we saw a minute or so ago when Harves had every chance of going forward with strength and just fell over himself, probably with exhaustion.
Pallister there. Sheridan trying to hold off Mark Hughes. Then gets another bite at it. Pearson backpedaling. McClare finding Irwin. Worthington coming across to close that gap as best he can. Inside for Robson. In goes Wilson quickly. 2 minutes plus injury time. Kick. Well, the press have made their choice of man of the match, and it's one I must say I would totally agree with.
Yeah.
The Sheffield Wednesday skipper Nigel Pearson.
Wouldn't argue with that at all. It was a good decision. He has been solid at the back.
Wilson again. Away goes Williams, but Pallister will get there first. Oh, clumsily conceding the corner. That's the last thing Manchester United wanted. They wanted to keep the ball in play, and Pearson goes forward. My goodness, he scored some exciting goals this season as well for Sheffield Wednesday. Scored in both legs against Brentford in the first round, the winner against Swindon in the next round, the winner against Coventry in the quarter-finals, and one of the semi-final goals against Chelsea. And he's up here again. Sheridan. Worthington. Across the face of that United goal. Seeley hobbling there. Something pretty certain. I would have thought that Les Seeley will not be in the United side to face Legia Warsaw on Wednesday in the second leg of that Cup Winners' Cup semi-final. That's live, incidentally, on ITV Wednesday night at 8 o'clock.
Something you might know, Brian. If Wednesday win, will Harves be the first Yank to pick up a?
I think that's so. Yeah. But in the meantime, Sheffield Wednesday needs some defending. Irwin gets it in, up to Hughes. Blackmore. So many Sheffield Wednesday players are back now. We're coming to the end of 90 minutes. We're now playing time added on by Ray Lewis, the referee. And there'll be quite a chunk of it for that injury to Les Seeley. But Sheffield Wednesday with one more big effort, will be there. Sadly, there's no place in Europe for the Rumbelows Cup winner this year.
Well, they've got to hold on another couple of minutes, but one won't deny them their victory if they do, Brian.
Well, they are still some way from it as Manchester United have pushed everybody forward. Dennis Irwin now hoisting this free kick towards Steve Bruce. Knocked down there, and Worthington on that trusty left foot getting it away. Phelan playing it for Irwin. No, it'll be Worthington. Played for Sheridan. Wednesday on the break again. Williams has gone outside and Sheridan has played the ball for him. And Sharp goes in.
Read the game well there, did Lee Sharp. He had to run a long way back to cover that.
Almost the classic counter break though as McClare goes up. King gets it away. Irwin now, a loser last year and in danger of being a loser this year as well. Good header again by Pearson. A worthy man of the match. Sheridan the goal scorer. Up to Hurst. Back to Sheridan. Hurst again. There's a lot of space on the right-hand side for Laurie Madden, the substitute. Hurst waiting in the middle. And Pallister plays it short for Bruce. Robson. One last thrust maybe for Manchester United. Sharp on the far side. Nielsen getting across to him. There's the ball in. Knocked away again. And a foul. Feet were high actually on Peter Shirtliff, I think it is. Indeed it is. On comes Alan Smith. 2 minutes of injury time played. Jim McGregor on to make sure that Laurie Madden's okay, and also John Sheridan, who's gone down with a little bit of cramp. Excellent physio, this man, Alan Smith. He was telling me that he has a great regime there. He only ever allows 2 people in the treatment room at any one time, and no reading matter at all. You can't, as in your day maybe, Jimmy, get in for a nice quiet read in the cold winter day.
It wouldn't suit Alan Gilzine. Monday to Friday in the treatment room with the Daily Mirror. Not reading it, just looking at the pictures, of course.
Well, that physio wouldn't allow that. We're down to serious things now because it's really a matter of seconds away. A real turn-up in many ways. Manchester United coming as clear favourites. Another look at the referee's watch. The second division underdogs, just a matter of seconds away from the Rumbelows Cup of 1991 as Worthington takes it up for him. Williams and Hurst in the middle. Wilson. Only as far as it's. What a great moment this will be for Ron Atkinson. Ince. Challenge of Worthington. Ince rides it. He rides the challenge of Wilson. In goes Shirtliff, almost as though his life depended on that. Pearson now covering as McClare takes the ball up again for Manchester United. Ince is down for the moment. McClare gets the better of King. Gets the ball in across there. Blackmore right across the face of the goal. It looked as though it had to go in. And Madden just brings it away. The wily old professional keeps it into play. He's not going to waste this ball. Finds Hurst with it. Williams up ahead of him. United are really stretched now as Williams goes into overdrive, but Seal is there. 4 minutes of time and on! Sheffield Wednesday are the winners. Ron Atkinson, who lost his job at Manchester United, has returned to Wembley and faced United and beaten them. The second division side, the heroes of the day. There's the man of the match, the captain of Sheffield Wednesday, Nigel Pearson. Roland Nielsen, who'd done such a fantastic job on Lee Sharp, the Swede. And his world-class save, Chris Turner, when it really mattered for Sheffield Wednesday, from that header by Brian McClare, a former Manchester United player himself. Les Seeley injured and beaten again at Wembley. I just wonder what Ron Atkinson thinks about this.
Ron, congratulations. Is that the best cup final for you in view of the fact it was a second division team?
Was it the best cup final? I honestly don't know. All I know is
your own point of view.
We don't think we're a second division team. I know we are, and you'll tell me that. But we don't think we are. We think in the big matches we're good. We're a good side, and we've done it today. I mean, we haven't looked out of our depth today, have we?
No, but it was a very tense finish, and United came very strong at the end there.
Yes, just before we had 3 clear-cut chances.
Do you agree with the man of the match, Pearson?
He's had a magnificent season. He's an example now for every player in football. I mean, he's come up the hard way. He's captained the team at Wembley. He's had a great season, but I think there was a lot of good players today for us. We said we were going to come and not be rushed and try and play, keep the ball and pass the ball around, and we've tried to do that.
A lot has been made of the fact that you weren't looking for something over United in view of past history. Is that true?
I suppose, bearing in mind what a great club they are, that's a marvellous achievement for the club. But no, we were looking to do well. We were hopeless on Wednesday at Newcastle. We just wanted to make sure we did it right today.
Looking from United's point of view, would you agree they were very disappointing today?
I think they played against a good side today.
Good goal that decided it, wasn't it? You can say that.
Super goal, and there were 2 or 3 other good situations. I want to go and see the troops
right.
now. Okay.
Thank you.
So United shattered by their defeat. Wednesday exhilarated. And as Ron Atkinson was saying, they certainly didn't look a second division side today, and with one more push they'll be back in the first division where their fans believe they belong next season. John Sheridan, number 8, scorer of the only goal of this Wembley final, and what a goal it was. David Hurst, and the smiles of John Hart's, the American. Well, it's a great old club. Whenever you go to Hillsborough, you think this is real big time here, and they've proved equal to the biggest of occasions. And the tradition that Wembley is for the Rumbelows finals is that the losers go up first. Well, there weren't many people outside Sheffield who felt that it would be Manchester United going up first as losers. But Brian Robson, it's not been a good week for him. Left out of the England squad by Graham Taylor, and here leading a losing side up those famous steps to get the trophy from Tracy Bateman, the Rumbelows Employee of the Year. Lovely touch that was. So Tracy enjoying herself, United not. On a day when they really didn't do themselves justice against a side that fought and harried and played some quality football along the way and scored, as Alex Ferguson knows only too well, that one crucial goal after 37 minutes. And here comes Sheffield Wednesday, led by Nigel Pearson, the man of the match and their captain. They waited a long time for this. 56 years since they were winners here. Ronnie Starling lifted the cup in 1935. Nigel Pearson will lift it in 1991. They were here in 1966, but they lost. Today has made up for an awful lot of that. And maybe, you never know, this could just be the springboard of even better things now for Sheffield Wednesday. Great winners of the Rumbelows final, Sheffield Wednesday. One side of the picture. The other side of the picture is United's injured goalkeeper Les Sealey hobbling away on his own to the dressing room for treatment, and no doubt, as I've already said, out of Wednesday night's match against Legia Warsaw. Well, a triumph for the second division, Jimmy, and you have to say on this performance, a side that's worthy of the first division next season.
Well, I think Big Ron's right there when he said they have not considered themselves to be a second division side for a couple of years now. They were very unlucky last year. They were unlucky to go down, if you remember, getting beat by 4, weren't they?
That's right.
And I think they're pretty certain to come up as well this year. So I think we are looking at a first division side.
Neil Kinnock there, and Roy Hattersley, of course, also a great Sheffield Wednesday fan up there in the Royal Box somewhere.
Yes, Roy Hattersley is a great fan of Sheffield Wednesday. He'll be particularly thrilled. You never know, it might be the only victory he sees for a while, but we'll wait and see.
So the smiling face of Sheffield Wednesday. There are more celebrations to come, and we'll bring you all those celebrations after the break. And welcome back to Wembley. The Sheffield Wednesday celebrations are going on. They've beaten Manchester United by a 0-0. John Sheridan, the scorer, posing there in front of something like, 100 to 150 photographers, the pictures that you'll see on your breakfast table tomorrow morning. Wednesday then, just the 5th side only outside the first division to win this competition since it began in 1961. A day when, as we've seen, Manchester United made chances, the ball just wouldn't run for them in that Wednesday penalty area. And Wednesday defended superbly. They had Sheridan and Wilson to create and to tackle through the midfield. And Hurst and Williams always to cause all sorts of problems up front. They're going to their fans. I think Ron Atkinson's probably absolutely right. The time will be at the end of this season when, let's say, they are back in the first division. But a great day for him when you think he was sacked at Manchester United, back to beat them at Wembley. But to be fair to him, too big a man to crow about that, but just enjoying, as you can see in that smile, every single second of it. Well, the Sheffield Wednesday fans will be reluctant to let the Sheffield Wednesday heroes go. A great day for Sheffield Wednesday, winners of the Rumbelows Cup.
Yes, indeed. Sheffield Wednesday have won the League Cup against Manchester United. In London and 1 or 2 other regions, we will be back here in just a couple of minutes. But for the rest of you, it's goodbye from Wembley. There'll be more football on ITV on Tuesday and Manchester United again on Wednesday in the European Cup Winners' Cup. Bye-bye.